Hi friends, I'm Ryan, and today I'm on a bench with one of my favorite stories. Do you like stories? I love stories. I love fantasy stories about dragons, and swords, and queens, sci-fi stories about robots and spaceships and the edge of understanding. There's so many things that I like about stories. But the thing that I like most about stories is when I can find myself inside of them. Did you know that almost every story you hear has a piece of you inside of it? It's true. Like, when I read Harry Potter, even though I'm not a wizard, I remember times when I was sad and lonely at school too, and I can know that's okay. Or when I play a video game like Dragon Age, even though I've never slain a dragon, it helps me to be brave and to stand up for what's right when I need to. It's even true when I hear stories that other people tell. When my dad tells stories about my grandpa, it helps me to get to know my grandpa even better, and it shows me ways that I'm like my grandpa. Or when my friend tells me a story about the hard day that she had at work, I can remember a time that I had a hard day at work, and then I can empathize with her. I can show her that I care about her feelings. The trick is to remember that every person's story is worth listening to. Really listening to. Do you know how to really listen? When you're really listening, you're looking at the other person to see how their face and their body are moving. Can you tell what they're feeling when they're telling their story? When you're really listening, you aren't interrupting, but you are finding ways to ask good questions that help the other person tell even more of their story. When you're really listening, you can repeat back to that person what they've said, because you have found your place in their story. When someone else is telling you their story, you have to remember that if you want to find yourself in that story, you have to really listen. Every person has a story to tell, and when we share our stories with each other, we get all wrapped up into one big story that's about kindness and justice and mercy. That doesn't mean that you get to steal someone's story from them. No one has the right to take somebody else's story or to stop a story from being told. Instead, our own stories become more interesting when we all become a part of each other's story. You have a story that's worth sharing, and so does the person sitting across from you. So until I see you next time, take the time to really listen to the story that someone's telling you, and be fantastic.